recording. All right. You're going to have to do so much editing, but whatever. Yeah, we'll go by name. So I'm Carl.
Hi, I'm Kylie.
Those are our personas. We're not saying our names to keep it confidential. Confidential. Yeah. And it's not like anyone's going to hear this anyways, so.
Yeah.
So basically, why we started a podcast is because, we like listening to podcasts in general, right? Like,
I do. Do you?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't know you did.
Oh, I thought you did. I told you. But
wait, what do you listen to?
I listen to a lot of crime podcasts.
Wait, which one are you listening to right now?
I'm not listening to any podcast right now because I've been so busy. Like, but I know the podcast you listen to.
I've been listening to the crime ones too. I started listening to this one. It's called Accused. It's like about this guy who got thrown into a furnace. It's pretty scary.
I listen to the ones on YouTube. Like this girl, she makes YouTube videos of them. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we listen to podcasts as well.
Mm-hmm. And so we decided to make one. Why did we want to make a podcast, Carl?
To rant. Like, we have so much on our mind. Like, we just want to rant. Like, if you look at our text messages,
oh my God,
our dream. We have to tell them of our dream.
Okay. So we have
Not that one. Not the other one. Yes, that one.
Okay, wait, what's our other dream?
I
don't even know we had this dream.
I'll text it to you later. Should we tell them our age?
Okay. Wait, and where we live. I forgot about that. They have no idea who we are. Okay.
Yeah. We are so unprofessional at this, just saying.
So, I'm Kylie. I am 16 years old, and me and Carl both live in California.
Oh, I'm Carl. I am also 16. I live in California as well. Should we tell them our hobbies?
Oh, yeah. I don't have hobbies, but you go.
No, she has hobbies. She's an FBI agent. She can stalk people. Like, if you just give her, like, probably a strand of hair, she could probably find who that strand of hair belongs to.
Run a DNA test.
Yeah, and she gives really good advice.
Okay.
Some of my hobbies,
Carl's a professional skater.
Oh, yeah. I forgot all that.
You forgot. You're like, I forgot.
Skate. I play the violin. I also like playing the piano and the ukulele, and I like to do calligraphy, and I like to bullet journal.
Oh, yeah. Your bullet journals are so good. Like, she's like the mom on Pinterest, like, who makes those, like, nice layouts.
Oh, thanks. I'm still keeping the bullet journal game strong. But, yeah.
I don't know how you have time for that. Like, I am so disorganized. I just throw everything onto Google Calendar.
I mean, your notes are pretty. Like, you do your notes online.
Yeah. I started doing online notes this year, which is actually super good because, like, I don't have to print anything.
But I hope when we go back to school, I hope when we go back to school, like, they don't tell us, oh, now you have to handwrite notes. I still handwrite notes because of... We're going to get into school rants soon because...
Wait, do you even want to go back? How do you feel about going back?
When do we go back?
They said we get a choice to go back second semester, so you can either stay online or go back. But I don't know what I'm going to do yet.
I'm probably going to do online, but I've seen on TikTok where they, like, put your face on the screen for everybody to see.
Oh my God, that's so scary.
And, like, if a lot of people is going back, like, how are they going to, like, separate us? Because, like, we're going to be touching each other during the hallways. Like, I'm going to be bumping into people. Like, our school's pretty big.
Like, literally just walking through the hallways, you cannot get through without, like, rubbing shoulders with someone. And there's always people, like, throwing stuff in the hallway. Like, how do you even, like, eat lunch with people? You're literally just going to have to, like, sit 6 feet apart and then, like...
Yeah, are we all going to eat lunch by ourselves? Like,
okay, because at our school, we sit at lunch, but we all sit outdoors, like, on the ground or, like, at tables. But, like, if you can't social distance because, like, Otherwise, the whole, like, campus would just be covered with students. Like, it would just be, like, a grid of students.
And I think it's, like, I think they're still thinking about it, but, like, I don't know if hybrid is a good idea.
And then someone's going to get sick, and then we're going to all have to go back.
Also, I heard that they're going to be changing your teachers if you decide to go to school. Because some teachers, they don't want to go to school. Like,
right.
So like, for example, let's say your English teacher, right?
Mm-hmm.
If your English teacher does not want to go back to school, but the students in their class, like, wants to go, there's going to be no teacher there. You know what I'm saying?
What about, like, will they all be online then at some point for some classes?
That's the thing, like, that doesn't make sense because if you're going to go home, some people's homes aren't 10 minutes away. Like, some people live super far. So it wouldn't make sense to, like, go to school and then come back. So I think your class will change second semester to fit all classes to be in school. Which is why I think it's, like...
but does that mean there's going to be online teachers versus, like, regular teachers?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's going to be super odd.
You know, I think because now that we're all online, school thinks, like, because they think we're at home now, like, they think that we have more time to, like, do work and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, I'm still busy. Like, I have 4, or, like, I take 5 classes, you take 6. So, like, I have, like, other classes, too.
Like, you're taking almost all weighted classes here, right? You have, like, 1, maybe 2?
I have, like, 2 classes that aren't weighted.
That's still a lot of weighted classes, though. That's, like, a total of, like, 3.
Oh, yeah, I have, like, AP Calc going for you.
I mean, the topics, like, I actually understand them, but, like, my test scores, this is the first year I'm taking AP, right? So, like, it's not going well for me with time, and I literally just, like, cry every night about it.
I agree, like, I understand the topic, like, if you ask me, but, like, when I read the test, I feel like, for example, let's say, like, for math, like, let's say it's like, what's 1 plus 1? Oh, 2, right? But, like, on the test, it'd be like, what is taking the value of a single number and, like, they'll use complicated words. I'm like, don't do that. Just, like, ask me a regular question and let me answer it, please. Like, they make it overly complicated, and it's just, like...
And then with the AP, like, I don't know what the point of it is. Like, if you're gonna, like, there's, like, it doesn't matter. No one in the real world's gonna be like, oh, yeah, solve this problem in under 5 minutes. Like, it's just about, like, solving problems, not solving them as fast as possible. And they, like, cram the time so much. It's like, I don't even have time to do anything.
It's, like, unrealistic, basically.
And I mean, hopefully we'll be okay.
What else? Let's talk about how you almost ate a spider.
Oh, yeah. So earlier, I was having a really, really bad day. So I was already, like, in an awful mood. And so I went and I was like, okay, I have to go brush my teeth so I can go to bed now. And so I walk over and I pick up my toothbrush. And I was, like, about to put the toothbrush in my mouth. And then the spider, like, crawls off of it and is, like, flying.
Was it big?
It was, like, the size of a quarter. So it was, like, pretty scary. It, like, had, like, hairs and all that nasty stuff on it. And so I'm already scared of spiders. I'm already scared of spiders. So seeing this, like, hairy butt spider, I was, like, so close to crying as well.
Okay, but are you scared of butterflies? I know people are scared of butterflies. No. I don't know how you're scared of butterflies.
They're so cute. Like, I feel like they're not.
They are. But I don't know how people are scared of butterflies. You know there's a thing called being scared of cotton?
What? Wait, what's that about?
Yes. I don't know what, like, it's called. Like, you know how, like, when you're, like, arachnophobia is the fear of spiders? There's a name for being scared of cotton. And apparently people are scared of it because they feel like every time they look at it, they feel this, like, thing they don't like. I don't know how it works. Like, I don't know how.
Do you have any odd fears?
I'm scared of the dark, but I think everybody's, like, scared of it. I saw this thing on, like, TikTok, and I was like, you're not scared of being alone in the dark. You're scared of someone being with you in the dark.
That's
like,
that
is
true.
So true. Like, I'm not scared of being alone in the dark. I'm scared of someone else being in the dark that I don't know of. Like,
a spider in the dark. Okay, when you were little, did your parents, like, when you, like, had a timeout or whatever, did they ever put you in the garage? Like, in the dark?
Garage?
Wait, no. Did they not do that to you?
Hold on. What did your parents put you up to again? A garage?
Yeah, so whenever I got, like, in trouble or whatever, right? And so they'd make me stand in the garage.
Oh, no, they did not. No, they didn't do that to me. They would, like, punish me, like, but, like,
did you guys
not like that.
I know, right? I thought it was
a weird
but I mean, I don't have that much of a fear of the dark anymore, so.
There was one time where I saw this big spider, and when we, like, poured this, like, bug spray all over it, it had babies on its back, and it crawled away, and all the babies, like, came off of its back, and there were so many spiders, and it was so gross. Like, I've never seen anything.
Oh, wait,
like
did you know, have I told you this yet? About my fear of grass?
Yes. I know you have a fear of grass. I don't understand that either. I don't know how people can be scared of the green. How are you scared of a producer? That is what it's called in biology terms. But keep going.
Okay, so I feel like it's a childhood trauma kind of thing. So one time we were just like eating in the backyard. You know, me and my brother were like playing in the grass, probably throwing some football or whatever. And I stepped on like into the grass, and there was like a little slug in the grass. You know those like white nasty little slugs? You've never had? Okay. Well, there are like these little white nasty slugs.
My grass is probably different than your grass.
Yeah, because your house is newer, so you guys are like, your grass is new.
I've never seen grass in my backyard.
Wait,
it's all dirt still.
Okay, well then that explains how you have no fear of spiders, or not spiders, of grass. But basically, the slug crawled on my foot, and I was staring at it, and I don't know, do slugs have eyes? But I guess I made eye contact with it. I was just staring at it for a good 3 minutes, and then it hit me that it was like actually like moving around, and it was like doing slimy stuff. And so then I ran, I bolted over to my dad, and I was like screaming. I was like, "There's a slug on my foot," and like I got it off, like it shook off. But then ever since then, I've been like,
wait, so you're afraid of the slug, not the grass?
But because of the slug, I was always afraid to step in grass again for the fear that the slug would be in there. And so I guess technically I don't have a fear of grass, but it's more the fear of the unknown that's in the grass.
I guess that works, fear. What's it called when you have, like, fear of clowns?
Oh, I don't know. Let's look it up. Oh, clowndrophobia.
What is it?
Clowndrophobia.
Clowndrophobia. Oh. To talk about your text message with Kylie.
Okay, so...
Oh, we'll start off with the podcast. We're going to be like, so have you ever texted the wrong...
We have to lay the background scenario first.
Okay. Wait, what were we talking about, like, before in the text message?
Okay, so there's this guy in my A-Push class. And me and him, like, we've never talked really before. We've had, like, classes together in the past, but, like, we're not, like, friends. We don't talk. We just kind of exist. And so we had a group project the other day together, and so I got his number, and we were talking about the project. And then 2 weeks fast forward, he texted me. He said something about like an appointment, and he was like, blah, 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 should I cancel this appointment? And I was like, huh? Because I was like, that's kind of weird. Like, I haven't talked to you in like 2 weeks since the project. And then he was like, oh, sorry, wrong person. And so I was like, oh, okay, that's not a big deal. But you know how, like, when you text someone or when someone texts you, it goes to, like, the top of your message list?
Like your recent.
Yeah, so he was on, like, up in the recent now because he had wrong texted me. And then I was trying to text Carl, and so I was on my iPad.
We had a conversation.
And so I was trying to text you on my iPad, and we were talking about the most bizarre things. We were talking about putting teachers in a fighting ring.
It makes sense if you were there.
Okay, but you know when you're talking to your friends and it's just like a weird convo, but it's like not really that weird.
But it's normal. Yeah.
Because it makes sense within context. So anyway, we're having this weird conversation about like teachers in a fighting ring and like hypothetically what would happen if they fought each other. Instead of texting Carl, I texted Kylie. Because he was at the top of the list, and my contacts didn't transfer, like, to my iPad, so, like, the name wasn't there, and so...
It was all numbers.
Yeah, and so I texted Kylie, and Kylie just went with the conversation. Should I read it?
I love how, yeah, you can read it, but, like, props to him, like, because you started the conversation. I don't know how you started the conversation, but I know you just went...
Here, I have it.
I want to read back
it. I said... maybe we should fight blank, and he was like, I would love to, which is super weird because like at this point I really thought I was texting Carl, and so I was like, oh, And then I said, we should start a teacher fighting circle. And he was like, I hate her so much with all my might. And then I was like, oh, she's actually okay. But she gave you that messed up homework problem, and I just don't like the class. And he was, like, asking me about why, like, I don't like the class and stuff. And then I kept saying this teacher's name, right? And he was like, I don't even have that teacher. And so I was like, wait a second.
And then he goes, are you sure you're texting the right person? But that's so funny.
At first, I thought you were messing with me because you say, like, stuff all the time like that. You're just like, are you texting the right person? Like, you're just like that. You like to mess with my head. And so I literally thought, like, it was just you. And then I went on my phone and I realized it was him. And it was so weird. And then afterwards, he goes, and here I thought you were being nice. Like, what's that supposed to mean? Does that mean I'm not nice? Like, what does he want me to do? Just keep going?
The funny thing is, like, you brought up the conversation asking, so you should fight this teacher, and he doesn't question it. He goes, because you've never talked about
we're, like,
fighting
literally
a teacher
strangers,
with
like,
him.
besides, like, one conversation for school.
And so he just goes, yeah, I would love to. And it's just the funniest thing because he just kept going with it.
Yeah, the conversation just ran.
I think that's, like, the funniest thing ever. And honestly,
but I really thought it was you just messing with me for a while.
No.
Carl's just trying to be funny.
And then he texted me, oh my god, the funniest thing just happened. Or, like, the most embarrassing thing happened.
No, but he was so chill. He was like, oh, make sure you text the right person next time. They can't miss out. Like, he's amazing. I love this.
Oh, yeah! I love that. When he said that, I love when he said, they're probably missing out on this. Honestly, I'm not missing out. That was funny. I am glad that happened.
Yeah, but we're actually, we're sort of friends now. Like, we talk. I've talked to him now.
So it's like a good icebreaker.
I know. So if you guys ever need
really?
icebreakers, just text him and say, like, do you want to start a teacher fighting circle and see what happens?
Yeah, just text them on accident.
And if they think you're weird, I mean, honestly, then you don't want to be friends with them.
Let's talk about my Zoom accident. I've never had something happen like that until now.
Oh, yes.
I was going into fourth period. I'm taking Chinese. Yeah, my language
it's like
class.
a pretty important class.
And
because it's weighted.
Yeah. Yes, honors. And I'm trying to think what I had the class before. I had second period, which is English. And we used our mics before. And so you know how when you go into Zoom and then it asks like if you want to use the audio on your computer and you have, so luckily I hadn't pressed that yet and I had a bunch of noises going through my phone and I was like on TikTok and like I had the volume like on max because I couldn't hear what the thing was saying. And then I pressed the thing, right? And I didn't see my unmute thing was, like, on so you can hear me.
That's so annoying because most teachers, they'll, like, have the unmute. And it's, like, they automatically mute everyone when they come in.
Yeah.
But she didn't.
But for some reason, like, this one didn't mute. And so I went in and you just hear, hey, hey. Like, that was one of the TikTok music. And then I only realized when I saw the thing like on the corner of my eye and I looked at it, I'm like, I'm not on mute. So I quickly unmute and I can see people's faces on the cameras like looking at me. So that's how I know they heard me. So I'm like, I closed my camera.
It's when you realize your audio is on, but you can't remember what happened. And so I'm like, did I say something?
You don't even know what they heard, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, you're afraid, like, how long has this been going, right?
That happened to me one time during physics, and it was, like, literally, like, 30 minutes, and I was, like, no idea what I said during that. Hopefully I didn't say anything.
Oh, my God. And it has that, like, yellow thing on the side to tell you who's been, and it was the funny scene. And then two of, like, my very good friends in that class, we'll call them Christina and Knerge.
Knerge.
It's not a good code name.
Christina
no one
and
will figure it out. Oh my god. Let's hope they're not like listening to this, but they're probably not. But like, they texted me and they're like, "Oh my gosh, was that you?" And I go, "Maybe."
Oh.
There's one time.
They're so sweet though. Okay. I really want to meet both of them. I actually know one of them. I know Knerge, but I don't know Christina.
Know
I want to meet Christina.
Christina? We're not even gonna... That's a whole nother episode. We're gonna talk about...
if we ever make it to episode 2, then Christina has to come on.
No, Christina, if you give them one app, TikTok, because they are so
Oh my god, but you guys are like super
like,
invested together. Like you guys are like the TikTok.
Sometimes I can't keep up with Christina, and I'm just like, honestly, I don't know what to say. Like, you beat me already. But there was one time in Zoom where we had to read this passage, and you know how when you're reading something, like, you read it to yourself because like you don't want to, like, you first read, but like in Chinese, it was in Chinese, so like normally like you'd read it in Chinese just in case like you're gonna get called on, and this poor person's microphone was not off, and you can hear them reading to themselves, and we all just silently heard them, and they're like talking, they're like this, that, and the teacher was like, we love you, like, and it was so funny, and like he realized, and he was like so embarrassed, but I thought that was funny.
I feel like everyone has like at least one really bad Zoom moment, so I feel like no one's gonna really remember.
That is true. I remember.
Okay, but no one besides
this
you is
happened
gonna
like
remember.
weeks ago.
You know what I mean? Because everyone has those.
We love Zoom.
Oh my god, there was this glitch on Google Classroom where like so not Google Classroom, like Google Meet or whatever. So my English class, we don't use Zoom, we use Google Meet, and so. So we were on Google Meet, and this guy, I guess, was talking or whatever, and it said, like, at the bottom of the screen, you know how, like, shows, like, you're muted, who's muted? It said that he was muted, but everyone could hear him. And I was like, oh my god, that's so scary, because this guy probably thinks he's on mute, but, like, really?
Wait, what did he say?
I don't know, he was watching some YouTube clips, like, you could hear, like, the clip in the background, but, like, I didn't really know what it was saying or whatever, because it was, like, super, like, his Wi-Fi or whatever wasn't good, so it was, like, you know, like, but, it was so bad, and he didn't know, and the teacher, I guess he had muted the tab, so the teacher was like, oh, can you please mute your mic? Can you please mute your mic? He had no idea, and so after class, the teacher was like, can I please speak with you after class? And I felt so bad for the guy, because he didn't even know he was, like, muted, or wasn't on mute, and then he had muted the tab, so he didn't even know, like, when people were telling him that he wasn't muted. So that's, like, my greatest fear.
But let's be honest, you know what's the worst thing about muting as well? Breakout rooms.
How's that been going for you? I know you hate it.
Breakout rooms are so bad. Number one, when I ask a question to like the pupil, I'm like, so what'd you guys get for number 4? They don't say anything, or they turn off their camera. I'm like, great, I'll just Google it then. Like,
I try to be nice. Like, in the beginning, sometimes I'll try to make small talk. I'm like, oh, how's your guys' day going? And stuff. And people will just either ignore me, or they'll just be like, good, and then just leave. Word. And I'm like, great, thanks for making this conversation starter go nowhere. Like,
they make it seem like it's a game, like, what one word, it's like really good, like, seems I'm invested, but like not. And like teachers are,
I feel so bad for them, because they just stare at blank screens for most of the day. Or they have to like pester people to turn their screens on.
That's true.
But like, I also don't want to turn my screen on, but I do.
Same. And in math, one time when we were doing breakout rooms, or not breakout rooms, like in math, does your teacher like give you 5-minute breaks because they feel bad for us for like?
Because our classes are like 2 hours. Not 2 hours, like an hour and a half long. So it's like,
and like now, on like Thursday, my teacher was like doing this math problem, and like he doesn't, and I'm like, I want a 5-minute break, but he never gave us a 5-minute break. One time I fell asleep on Zoom. But I woke up instantly, and like we didn't really do anything. So.
Yeah, so I tutor as one of my classes. So like I go to like other teachers' classrooms, and then I go like into a breakout room with a student, right? Yeah. And so when I'm in the breakout with a student, I'm like trying to make conversation, because I like want them to like, I kind of want to get to know them, because you know when you know someone, it's like easier to like teach them stuff. And so I was in this breakout room with this kid, and the kid did not want to talk to me, turned their camera off, muted, and I would be like, I was literally talking to myself, like a blank screen, all I could see was my own face, and I was just talking to myself. I was like, so how's your day going? Silence. And then like this went on, but I still have to, I'm trying to like still make a connection, right? Just see if they're alive. And so I keep talking to myself.
Just see if they're even there.
And the kid, comes back and doesn't turn the camera on, but he sends me a chat and goes, sorry, I was microwaving my burrito. And so I was just talking to myself for like
talking to anyone.
Like 15 minutes, and it was super awkward. But I mean, hopefully at least he enjoyed his burrito.
Yeah, hopefully he enjoyed his burrito. Teachers threaten. They're like, if you don't have your camera on and your microphone on, I will take points off. And I'm like, I'm trying here.
I feel like almost without the camera, you can focus better because then you're not worried about, like, what you're doing.
Yeah, and when I turn off my camera, I'm kind of just, like, finally, like, I can just, like, be in that awkward position, like,
I can literally have, like, my foot on the table above my head, like, legs crossed, upside down.
I could be eating while doing...
I can't even eat in my room upstairs anymore, though, because we had a really bad ant situation, and so my mom's like, you can't eat upstairs until, like, Christmas, which is so far away, but, I mean, I guess to prevent the ants, but, yeah, that's been kind of hard.
Dude, can you believe 2020 is, like, ending in 2 months?
I know, and everyone keeps saying, like, oh, I can't wait for 2020 to be over, but, like, 2021 is literally going to be the exact same for, like, a while.
Yeah.
Like, things aren't going to go back to normal. Like, the year doesn't end and then, now everything's back to normal. Like, we're still going to have to, like, the vaccine's even though it's coming out, like, early in the year, like, it's still going to be, like, forever till things are, like, somewhat normal.
It is the weird. Did you, I don't want to get, like, political in the podcast, but, like, did you watch the debate? Like, I
didn't watch, like, the whole thing, but I watched, like, clips and stuff.
Same. I, like, didn't feel invested to watch
it was super... Like, I was just astonished how, like, immature everyone was. Like, I thought, if you're running for president, there has to be some level of professionalism. But yet, they somehow find a way to be less professional than me in my yoga class.
Your yoga class.
Like, it's just insane. Teachers are always complaining to us. They're like, oh, my God, like, you guys need to be more professional when you give your presentation. But, like, look at the debate.
I'm like, I'm astonished. Mind-blowing. Let's hope we can end 2020 with a good president this year. I hope so. Honestly. Should we talk about TikTok drama? Because I feel like that'd be so fun.
I want to talk about your dog as well.
Okay, it's not my dog. It's a family dog, but I think her name is Luna.
You think her name is Luna? You're not sure. You're like, I think.
No, I know her name is Luna. I think her name is Luna. We rescued her.
Aww,
super fun.
Cute.
She's this part I'm unsure. She's either 3 or 4 years old. I think she's 4.
Aww, she's so cute. You sent me a picture the other day.
Yeah, my sister took that because she's living with my sister.
Oh, is she gonna live with you guys soon?
Not sure, but I know my sister will bring her back, so that'll be fun.
Nice. Okay, let's talk about TikTok.
Let's talk about our FYPs, like our For You page, and let's talk about how different our For You pages are. Like, it's so different.
Mine's been a lot of puppies for some reason. I don't even know why. Like, I've been on puppy TikTok.
Remember when it was on Thirst Trap TikTok? I thought that was the funniest thing ever.
You couldn't get off for a week, and then you'd send me the videos. You'd be like, Kylie, look at this. And then I'd be like,
Kylie,
you're sending it to me, so you're just increasing the algorithm, like...
And I didn't know that. Like, I actually did not know that. And I just kept sending you, sharing these to you, and they just keep popping up. I'm like, stop.
And then you were on Harry Potter TikTok for a while.
I'm still on it, and I'm not complaining. But I'm, scrolling through Thirst TikTok. I'm like, they're too old for me. I can't. But yeah. I'm, struggling. I almost called you Carl, but then I was like...
Oh, the Hair by Christy drama. That's been on my For You page for the entire week.
Same. No, it's Hair by Crispy now.
I know. Okay, I thought... when I looked at their hair, I was like, these girls literally get their hair done, every 2 days.
Every other week. And they all look the same. Are we not going to talk about how, they start the video with, the TikTok girls, no makeup and their hair, really bad? Oh, look at my ugly hair. And then they cue this, whole montage of them,
slapping
putting foil in their hair and whatever. Yeah. And then the comments are is everybody just getting their hair done by Chrissy nowadays?
And then they all go to that one restaurant, and then, that kid on TikTok, they're like, how come this guy keeps stalking them? But they literally are a pack of wolves. They move together, they breathe together.
Yes, there's that one kid and Hollywood Fix guy.
Oh my god.
And they act like celebrities or whatever.
At this point, Hollywood Fix is literally more relevant than any of them. Like, he's the one chasing them down, but, like, everyone knows him. No one knows who, like, all these, like, little blonde girls are. Or I guess they all have black hair
now. They all
now.
look alike. I think it's safe to say that, like, you can finally call Cynthia and Lauren, like, the one person. You can call them Laurenthia.
Yo, I swear.
Because of
those two, it's one person. There's a green screen somewhere. It's one person. And they're just creating two personas just to make more money. I mean, smart plan, but, like...
I've never thought about that.
Have you ever thought, like...
That's a good theory.
You could just have two personas, be two people, and then make twice as many.
Honestly, we should just do the same thing. We already have a persona of
Oh,
Carl
wait,
and Kylie.
right. I forgot. Have we told
Yeah.
them that our names aren't actually Kylie and Carl?
I think they figured it out by now. We have to tell them why, like, how these names. I know I call you Kylie because of that one time you asked me at school. You're like, you know that one girl named Kylie? And I'm like, yeah, there's, like, a bunch of Kylies at our school. Like, I know at least two.
And then I started calling
already.
him Carl because, remember, we were having this conversation about, like, plain Jane, like, basic, like, phrases and stuff. And then, what did I call you? I said something Carl. I don't know. The story's not that interesting.
I thought it was just because we were talking about ugly names like Ronald.
Right. We were like, what kind of names would be a deal breaker that you just could not be in a relationship with them? And the deal breaker name, Arnold, Ronald.
Bertram. I don't know why that one. Hey, just say Bertram. That is the only Bertram that I can allow in my life. Okay, is this the end?
So Cara hung up on me, and so I guess we're ending the podcast this week. If we decide to make an episode 2, I guess you guys will hear that. But for now, goodbye.